Welcome to Daggers and Shadow Daddies.
We're your hosts, Ryan and Adriana. Close your legs and open your book. Let's get to reading.
Warning, this podcast contains explicit content.
It's about to get nasty.
It's all vibes and no facts.
Let's get to spoiling.
Wait, no, these are spoiler-free episodes.
Not the way I do it.
Do you want to kiss me?
I do.
Not there.
I do.
Fall for it again.
Oops. I'm such a fool.
I think you're a cute romantic. And I've used some of the, I don't know, you want to hit on you a few times with some of the moves from the characters in these books. And it's always adorable how much you love it.
Yeah, I like being hit on. It's never happened to me before. Although, got a small little theory.
Oh, what's your theory?
Well, it's one that I'm pretty sure isn't true, but an argument could be made for it within these chapters.
Oh, within these chapters?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any strong theories that were like clever or anything. It was just like, I think this guy's related to this. And then Emery's like, we're related.
My theory is that, God damn it, his name's not Rory, Raven.
Yes.
There's a point in this book where I think Raven might be a bad guy.
Oh.
Dun, dun.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by bad guy? He technically is.
No, I mean, I think he's nefarious to our FMC.
Wait, really? Why?
Potentially.
Why would you say that?
So, do we want to start on some chapters first, or you want me to brush
I want to
through?
talk about all our favorite parts.
Okay, well, so this is not a favorite part. This made me a little sad.
Oh.
Because if he's a shitbird...
He's not a real shitbird.
He
It'll be
might
for
be.
the greater good.
Well, I don't know about all that. So Raven says the whole reason we're going to find these things is so we can get a cure.
Yes.
And he talks about his own deterioration and how every year a card quits working for him, right?
Okay.
And he's like, that's why we need a cure, because pretty soon I won't be able to use any of them. I think he might be addicted to the magic of the cards in a way. And later it said, oh, you guys have a place where you take these children that are sick?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, what, you think we're doing this for our own fun? That happens after. He doesn't mention that to her when he's talking about why they're looking for a cure.
Yeah, he doesn't bring up the kids at all. And
Nope.
Elma's just like, you dummy.
Yeah, it's the whole fucking reason. So I think that is one thing. He brings up that Elm is loyal to a fault, like, even when he shouldn't be.
So
He's
I was
loyal.
thinking Elm was going to be the one that turns.
No, Elm's a good guy because he's been mildly antagonistic this whole time also with our FMC, but in a way that he sees through some of her nonsense. I think Elm's actually going to be a good guy, and I think Rory will be, but we're going to have a moment where they feel betrayal between the two of them. And now that they've had sex, it's going to be a bigger thing when it happens.
Really?
But
Well, I find all the times that Elspeth hangs out with Elm to be odd. In all of the books that we've so far read, you never have the main female character hang out
with another male character.
for so long. Like on Market Day, he brought her there.
And
they're
he does
hanging
the
out.
thing that she asks him to do. When his brother's being awful and she's like, we need to do something. He's like, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, they're going to see through your nonsense. She's like, give me your cloak and then you go battle your brother in this public stage. And he does it. And she buttered him up just a little bit. She's like, you're the most powerful magic user I've ever seen. Like, you've met 12 people. Let's calm the fuck down, Elspeth.
But I don't think that Elm is going to be a love interest.
No, maybe not.
But
I think Raven may maintain the love interest thing, but he had two moments in these chapters where I was like, are you a fucking bad guy? What's going on with you? Because he had that one. And then when he's talking to her, when he sees her yellow eyes, he has a moment with her there that isn't.
I know what you're saying, and I also don't know how to describe it. It was after he found her in the woods. It's just like she's coming down from this high. He's like, your eyes are yellow, and she slams her eyes shut. Was it that scene?
So this is after that. But that's also one where he's kind of talking her through it a little bit, where he's like, hey, breathe, chill, you're going to be fine. But there's some moment after this. I can't remember what it is. It has to do with him being captain of Edestriers. And there's a moment where when he shakes her dad's hand and she's describing them as more or less the same person.
Yeah.
Like, there's just these moments where I'm like, I think he's a well-intentioned, potentially morally gray or even bad guy. There's only a few hints of it. I'll try to think of what the second instance is, and maybe as we go through our chapters, I'll remember it. Because I don't have notes. I just remember going, is this motherfucker a bad guy? Like, why is he so shitty at this? But I can't remember what it was.
Maybe you're just kind of reading into his quiet, reserved
No, he says something. It is such a direct thing twice where I was just like, why are you being this way? And he didn't tell Elm or Elspeth their plan.
Right? He withheld that. He's like, I only gave it to those who needed to hear.
Yeah. He just dresses down the Destriers. I love that part.
What does that mean, dresses down?
Like, choose their ass.
Oh.
Points out, like, are you guys this guy's fucking thugs? He's a prince. He's nothing. He isn't that special. You're not his fucking lackeys. You're mine.
That was my favorite scene that I was excited to talk to you about because the way that he just challenges Hoth, he's like, then take it.
It's a gladiator moment. He sticks his hands up and he's just like, then take it. And at some point she's like, he's tall. So you were right. Also, I want to point that out. Turns out our boy Raven is tall.
He is tall, but it cracks me up like the whole like, why are you with this guy? And she like takes a moment and she's like, he's tall.
And then she's like, and Raven's got a little smirk about him, which also means that he's got a bigger penis. And I'm just like, the fuck?
That's not what she said.
No, it is. The way that she worded it was, the smirk on his face tells me that it's more than just his height that he thinks he's superior to the prince in.
Oh, I did not pick that
It's
up.
a straight up dick measuring contest. And she's the only one auditing, I might add. Nobody else gave a shit. And she was like, I bet he's smiling because his wiener's big. Which I think is so cool. I just one time want, when I'm smiling, you to go, it's because his wiener's big. That would be such an odd compliment that I would love to receive. So nothing this week.
Taking down notes.
Yeah, exactly. I expect you to write this down.
Well, it's this whole thing like, men, take notes. These are what ladies like. It's like, I don't want you to behave like any of the men in our books. Ever. You keep doing you exactly how you are.
Well, it's because I'm already perfect.
Exactly.
Is that what's happened?
But every time that I kind of tease you a little bit by flirting with you in the way like the girls do with the men in this book, you're like, oh, this is nice. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I was trying to be funny.
Yeah, no, if you would quit saying that last part, it would be so nice. Let me live in a moment where I think you're just hitting on me. That would be so cute for me. Even if you know it's a bucket of lies, I want to live in that world. I want to
hit on you, but I sometimes just think it's fun.
But you can do it in another way, too. But every time you hit on me, you give this disclaimer after, you're like, I was just joking. I'm like, this is more hurtful than if you never did it at all.
No, I mean, like, the joking of where I got it. I'm not witty when it comes to...
I don't know that you're quoting anything. You can quote the chapters that I listened to right afterward, and it coming out of your mouth would seem so earnest.
That's literally what happened in chapter 27. We're listening to the sex scene, and we both kind of chuckle at his little, can I kiss you moment.
Oh, yeah, and he's like, not on those lips.
Yeah, and we kind of are like, ha, 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 and then it's back to listening to the book together. We're falling asleep, and the book ends. I'm like, I want to listen to one more chapter, and you're like, yeah, blah, 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 we got to record our episode, and I'm like, do you want to kiss me? And you just fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
I just now realized, okay, first of all, I'm not even going to correct that moment. You live in that. Also, I just now realized that was from this.
Yes.
I didn't, oh, man.
It was like 5 minutes later, I played that move on you, and you were just like, yeah, and you leaned in for a kiss, and I'm like, not there. And you're like, oh my God, yes. I'm like, Ryan.
I just now realized. It's disappointing all over again. Is that what you did just now, too?
Yeah, at the beginning of all this. That's why I said it.
Oh, my. What a bummer.
Raven says it to Elspeth.
Wait, so you see all these videos of these women being like, oh, I wish my man would act like those men.
Yeah.
And you're like, Ryan, don't act like those men. Exactly. I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. And you love it every time.
Well, yeah, I want to be the Elspeth in this story.
Yeah.
Ish. Kinda. No, maybe not. No, never mind. I take that back. I don't want to be the Elspeth.
I want to be...
the nightmare.
No.
I want to talk about him in their sex scene, but we'll get to it later.
Oh my God, we can do it now. I want to talk about it right now. And then we can, like, I forgot all about him during the
So did she.
I don't know where he went. We were theorizing, what is he going to do? Partway through, after we kind of made some jokes about where's the
strong
nightmare?
hand job.
Exactly. I was like, oh, he is now, we started getting these clues that he wants her to release him. Like, release me, Elspeth, right? I'm like, oh, she's going to figure that out. And then we get our sex scene. No, she did not figure out how to let him go.
I think he means let me take over. Let me out is let me be.
That seems so mean. That doesn't seem like a kind thing. I thought the Nightmare was a good guy.
Why? Why would you think that? His name is Nightmare.
Yeah.
And he's not done great kind things so far. He's just kind of preserved his vessel.
Yeah, but the whole point of him creating all these cards initially was all for the good of the people because things were going bad for them.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought he was greedy.
No.
And so he wanted all of these different types of magic. I'm pretty sure he's a cautionary tale.
Oh, I thought he created these cards to save the people and then
Was betrayed by the King Rowan.
Wait, why did he create the cards? I'm thinking of the Book of Alders.
He wanted to be he wanted to be super powerful.
Really?
I think that was his whole thing.
Oh goodness.
He was greedy. And the only reason that he values Elspeth is she is more or less a creature of his creation.
Yeah, there was something Emery keeps talking about, spindle, right? The trees. Mm-hmm. And in some part of that, it alluded to the Shepherd King would...
Well, it's when he's talking about how hot she is. He's like, you are fucking beautiful. And she's like, well, thank you for noticing. He's like, your eyes, they're so black and infinite. He's like, as if you were penned by the Shepherd King himself.
That's what it was. Yeah. What was that?
That's him being perceptive. That is exactly what it is. The Shepherd King / Nightmare has also told her several times she is his maiden.
What's a maiden?
A woman. A girl.
I thought it was your partner, like a relationship.
Well, kind of. No, a maiden is like, oh, hello. Like if somebody was wearing a fedora, they would tip it and call you my maiden. You know, like that type of thing. I think it's just a way of saying young lady.
Okay.
In Old English. But so within the story of the Shepherd King, there's a Shepherd King and a maiden, as well as the Lady of the Wood, right?
God damn it, I wish this was a reread. I want to reread it now. I like the words come in, you hear them and you're like, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. Let's move on.
What the hell did you just say?
Like they come into my brain.
Okay. Words. And then I'm like, oh, reread words.
Just having a stroke.
Listen, you're not allowed to have a stroke until after I'm dead.
What?
Yeah.
So I have to go through a stroke without you?
Yeah.
Well, that's cruel.
But you live the children and our dog.
Oh, stop
to
it.
support you. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think one of the cats will come support you if you have a stroke? Who do you think would be happily there just laying with you?
Ryan is being pouty because I said some negative things about our dog.
You said you don't love him anymore.
Not like I used to.
You said, I don't love him. And I said, what? Of course you do. You said, I used to love him.
Not like I used to. I like him.
You still won't say it. Just say you love him.
Love him.
Don't pause. I just want to hear a small confession of love.
He's making so many messes in the house. That's the only defense.
He's an 84-year-old dog.
He's not 84 years old.
In dog years. He's 12 in people years. That's 84 in dog years. Classically. Now your thing says that he's 77, which I think is still elderly.
I'm not going to defend myself on it. If we step outside and he can't see us, there's going to be urine somewhere.
That's not true. He was here today.
He's not always the goodest of boys.
He's the best boy. When he pees on things, it's because he's anxious. He's nervous that we're not going to come back because he's a dummy and doesn't have object permanence. And he's probably a little disheveled in the mind. He's got 77 years worth of life experience tucked away in there. All those planes and squirrels and things that he's felt the need to be angry at. Motorcycles, four-wheelers.
We need to get you back on task because I know you're still upset about this.
I'm a little bit, it breaks my heart a little. Because the cats are fine. I love the cats. But I love him the most.
And he's your boy.
He's my boy. But he's going to die soon.
I know. Don't get sad. No, stop it.
Oh, no, I'm getting sad.
No.
Oh, I'm spiraling. Oh, God, I'm actually going to cry. Help me.
Let's talk about the nightmare.
Show me a boob.
No, I'm not.
Okay. It was worth a shot.
Let's talk about the nightmare and how he must have been tucked away. We keep trying to talk about that. Ryan!
I'm so sad right now. I did that to myself. Oh, my God, no. Oh, your dog's going to live forever.
He is.
Your wife loves him more than she's willing to admit out loud.
Exactly.
He's the perfect animal, and therefore he will live until after I'm dead.
Yes.
So after I'm dead, you can have a stroke and the dog can die.
Okay.
Same day. You're going to have a stroke murdering the dog. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Noodle is so happy.
He is a happy boy. As he pisses on my furniture.
He does seem like he's bummed out when we find it, though. The nightmare calls her love and darling. All of these small little things.
Yeah, it's kind of like I thought it was because of their odd relationship that he's like.
Then he listens to him have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he probably watches. Like one of her eyes flashes yellow. It's that little TikTok sound, don't mind me just watching. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. He doesn't make a sound.
Oh, what if he did the
silent.
Theo Von thing? We're just, I'm a peeping Tom. We don't love Theo Von anymore. I still
don't
think
really
he's
pay attention to him much.
I think he's funny, but he pissed me off.
But I mean, if someone on the team there is listening.
Yeah, if this past weekend is listening to us right now, you should know I listened to your shit and I'm still angry at you.
But no, he was silent the entire time. Quiet.
I thought you were talking about Theo Von.
No, talking about the nightmare.
Well,
Which is
that's
how it
what a
needed to
peeping Tom
be.
does.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
They don't exactly shout that they're watching. That's cuck behavior. He's a peeping Tom. There's a difference.
well, we better get some.
Do you think
pictures for
he
next.
do you think he gave any like input though?
No.
Like not even like a because when she orgasmed, she's like, he thoroughly laid waste to me, which at first I thought was a little funny. It's a funny way to describe it.
So I thought this was both their first time.
No. Well, it might be her first time.
I thought it was his first time.
No.
You sure?
You think the very first time he came into contact with a vagina, he was like, I'm going to put my mouth on it. Absolutely not. Also, to have any idea what you're doing
That's
quickly.
what I was gonna say.
He like bloodhound style found that clitoris and massaged it. He didn't change up his game. The average rookie mistake would have been he'd have been doing what she really liked, and then he'd have been like, oh, if you like that, you're gonna love this. And
then
he
change
changed
it
it up. Yeah. That would have been the rookie move. No. He's experienced enough to know he's like, okay, she grabbed my hair. She's saying my name. We keep doing what we're doing.
Well, I think, doesn't she have multiple orgasms?
No, she gets off and then she takes care of him.
Yeah, that was also
It was an
another thing.
exchange.
No, I thought it was both their first time. I was just really impressed with their skill level. I was just like, damn.
You guys are killing it. I would
You're
say
doing great.
your odds of giving a passable blowjob your first time are higher than your odds of going down on a woman the first time and it going well.
Yeah.
Because at some point, if that was his first attempt, he also, like, it's lower than you think and also higher than you think. Like, I remember my first time trying to navigate that by feel, and I was just like, haha, and I'm like, uh-oh. And, like, I was told.
I'm lost.
Yeah, I got lost so fast. I was like, hey, things are going great. And then you go too far, and you're like, oh, and you are, obviously, usually they inform you that you've gone the wrong way. It's like the GPS, like, U-turn immediately.
U-turn.
It's just like they're slowly getting you where you need to go. And then once you find it, you're like, hell yeah, brother, we made it. But it wasn't like a first attempt, here we are type thing. And I had done research. They didn't have that ability at that point.
I thought that I didn't like guys going down on me because
I remember
it was
when
such a bad
The
experience.
first time I tried to do this with you, you were just like, no,
That's
I'm
not
really
my
not into
thing.
that. And I'm like, I'm so sorry to hear that, but that is just not true.
You're like, challenge accepted. But no, I truly thought that because I was his third or fourth girlfriend.
And nobody guided him. He didn't have, see, in credit to whoever guided me the first time, they must have really been like, no. Corrected the behavior immediately.
I think for him, he had an online addiction. And
He still couldn't figure it out?
I think it was because it was less about him liking doing that, and he was doing it in hopes of convincing me to go down on him. So it was more a manipulation tactic. So there was no enthusiasm.
This motherfucker, what is he, a reverse psychologist?
Yeah, I really think that's all it was. So then when you're just like, well, this isn't... Yeah.
Like, you going to clean that up or do I have to? What's going on here? Yeah, no, I think that there's no fucking way it was their first time.
No, you're right. I thought it was.
Again, I think she could give a passable blowjob by accident. Him just immediately finding his way to the little man in the canoe. There's no fucking way he zoned in. He was like, ho, baby.
But there's no way that she's ever masturbated at all. Wow.
What? That's all she's been doing for years.
Head.
Yeah, explaining to her. He's like, listen, you're being kind of an asshole. I think you just need to come. And she's like, I don't know how. And he's like, you're going to sleepwalk tonight.
What the fuck?
Don't you think that's kind of what he's doing sometimes?
No.
She's like, I had this crazy dream. Somebody needs to wash my sheets.
Fuck.
She wakes up and there's just a towel on the bed. He's like, you're welcome. She's like, you never told me, Nightmare. He's like, I really couldn't find a way to do it without ending up on a list. He's like, I waited until you were 19. He groomed her.
Stop.
His Nightmare's an evil human. Or not a human. Evil fellow.
He had no part in it. She's never experienced anything.
She didn't accidentally, like, whoops. You don't think? I don't know how it works being a woman, but I know there have been times where, like, you might accidentally just be like, hey, what's up there, bud? What are you doing? You came to visit. Like, I don't know. It's a good time. Sometimes you're just like, yeah, it's an old friend stopped by for coffee. You know? And when you're young, it happens all the time.
Definitely not.
You've never just, like, accidentally been like, oh, I think I might have accidentally turned myself on with that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying just, like, accidentally coming.
Oh, no. No, you don't just walk around. It's happening all the time when you're young. You just walk into a room and the air conditioning is on just a little too high.
I don't understand men anymore.
Yeah, anytime you see them walking funny, they didn't shit their pants. You remember the documentary song called Jizz in My Pants.
Oh, yes.
That's how it works. You go in the club. That's it. Jizz in your pants. Walk through a revolving door. Spun just a little too smoothly. Coming. No, I think the Nightmare has definitely been aware that she's been whacking off. And I think he gives her privacy.
So that's how they have this groove. When she starts getting that achy feeling, he's like, it's time that I go hide.
She didn't recognize what the fuck that feeling was. She's like, I ache. My sadness turned into an ache. And I'm like, aching is what my knees do. Because I'm old.
Was it in this set of chapters where
Speaking of,
they are in the window chamber area and he cuts her finger and all of a sudden she's turned on?
that's exactly what I'm saying. The pain turned to an ache.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that sounds painful.
She cut herself a little bit on her thumb.
What type of ache she was referring to a couple minutes later.
Oh my God, you're really bad at reading these. What's happening?
This is slow. Well, because she got cut. I'm like, ouch. And she's like, and now I have an ache.
She said that he barely cut her enough and he had to squeeze a little blood out. Like a paper cut would have been more than what she received. And then he's like sucking on it a little bit. He's like, there, you're healed now. She's like, do you have magic saliva? He's like, your vagina's going to find out. He just excretes KY from his tongue.
Gross. No.
He's like, I got a little warming jelly for you. But it's icy hot for your cuts. Well, that wouldn't feel good. Whatever's good on cuts. Neosporin would make terrible lubricant, I think. No, it's a petroleum-based product.
Yeah.
Maybe Neosporin would be good lubricant.
Oh, God. No.
That's where Diddy went wrong. He could have been like, I'm just triaging people. Nobody will ever believe that all that baby oil was to help wounds. He got off scot-free on that whole deal.
Yeah, it's
That's
insane.
a wild. Not here, though. We're so brave. We're here to take on the big issues. Like Diddy and his lack of Neosporin.
Where are we at in our chapters?
We
What
haven't
did
even
start?
started our
What did we
chapters.
start on?
We kind of started at
They're all
chapter
divisible
27.
by 9.
27 is where we ended. 19 is where we would have started reading. So that was all the further you wanted to get into that, huh?
Oh, I mean, we could go on for hours making fun
You
of.
goddamn right we could.
Just laughing at all the possibilities of what's going on with the nightmare.
I don't even want to talk about the possibilities. Those are absolute certainties.
These are facts.
Maybe the nightmares who told her how to give a passable blowjob. Like, it just seemed like a minor influence. And maybe he used his nightmare card to tell when she was enjoying what was going on. Maybe it was their first time and they've never had sex before. Oh, how sweet.
Okay,
Couple of
chapter
virgins.
19. This is right after he was talking about how he lurked in that spot for 3 days to apologize
Yeah,
to
the
her.
fucking dummy.
And she will forgive him if he calls her Elspeth. Chapter 19. They were surprised to find that the soldiers and Hoth were there too. I think this must be when they're all at the U house and
They were at your house, my house.
the cousin, the female cousin, wasn't actually there to see Elspeth, and that was a little hurtful. She was there to see her fiance or husband. She's already like taking on the last name.
Well, yeah. She's in waiting or something.
So the plan is to rush them before he can use... No, where are we at? To rush them before they can use the scythe card?
Yes.
During the mess of it all, she ran into her father. Oh, we're in the fight. Wow, that's so long ago now.
It feels like forever.
They're in the armory. Oh, chapter
But
19.
no one ever tells you that forever feels like home.
Is this
Sitting all alone
a song?
inside your head.
You'd think after this long together, something would stick.
I'll tell you what's sticky.
So what song are you playing?
Through Glass. Stone Sour. For a non-chorus lyric.
That's just him in the back of her head listening to the music, but he has to have headphones on too because he doesn't want to hear anything.
It would be so fucking funny. I love it so much.
Okay, so I got chapter 19 messed up. This is when they're getting ready to try to get the iron gate card.
Oh.
That's how far back. Oh my gosh. I was so focused on these last chapters. It's all the way back there. So they get to their little ambush and they were surprised to find out that the soldiers and Hoth were there too. They were only expecting like the dude and maybe some others who had...
Which dude?
The one that had the iron gate card.
Indeed.
And the plan was to rush them before he could use the scythe card. And I made that note because I found it so ridiculous to think that you could rush someone before they can tap 3 times on a card.
Well, so the scythe requires you to tap 3 times and then focus.
Oh,
and
okay.
concentrate.
I guess that's fair.
So the idea was they could attack him, get that card before he would have time to focus on what he would need to do.
That makes sense. And during the mess of
and
it
it was
all,
Hoth is the guy with the scythe card.
Yeah. So there's some type of plan going on because they were surprised to see them with those people.
The
and
Destriers?
her dad was there
Yeah.
too. Because during the mess of it all, she ran into her father and it was Elm versus her dad. Nightmare took over and I think she threw a rock at her dad.
She did. She fucking clubbed him.
Yeah.
And then she's like, does he live? I think he's breathing. But his eyes, he got scared. Her dad saw her and he's like, oh my God, I can't defend against a rock.
Does she have like a mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
And her eyes were glowing.
That's why nobody can recognize her when she's like that. She's got like this cloak.
I wouldn't say nobody recognized her.
Well, Elm did. She was saving Elm and he
No, I'm saying
recognized her.
Hoth. I believe Hoth recognized her.
Later, yeah. Not as Elspeth in the scene.
I think he maybe did.
I don't think so. I think he knew she was a woman.
He could tell by her curvaceous body, which we hear about later.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the only person that figured it out was Ione.
I think Ione knows she's up to some nonsense.
What? No, Ione saw. She's like, you have a broken wrist? Oh
Yes.
my. And then Hoth shows up. He's like, yeah, I broke the assailant's wrist. And she's like, oh, fuck that. What a coincidence.
And he's like, we were riding horses. No, I remember that bit, but I'm saying Hoth, the way he starts that conversation is, you're so distinct even through a mask.
Oh, when does he say that?
just before he brings up her busted-ass wrist when he meets her later.
What?
When she's wearing the mask at the party.
Oh my God, I'm dumb. I didn't pick that up.
Well, she brings it up. She's like, hey, do you think he figured it out? And Elm's like, he's not that clever.
Oh, yeah, I do think he figured it out all the way then, the masked party.
Well, yeah, I don't think he did it upon reflection. I think he knew then. Because that's where he's also trying to more or less command the Destriers without Raven. I think he's trying to stage a coup against Raven.
He is.
And he knows that she's up to some nonsense. He's like, what do you see in him? And he wanted her to say, well, you see, we're both infected.
Do you want to do trivia questions?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the event Elspeth wore her mother's dress? I was going to give some options, but I mean, you figured.
Sorry.
Vendors Parade, Street Festival, Harvest Fair, or Market Day?
Could be anything.
Could be anything. What is your guess?
No, it's Market Day.
All right.
Again.
Good work.
I'm a killer. I know you're going to edit out the first time, but I got that immediately. Without
Of course
options.
I will.
I was awesome.
What color is the dress Elspeth inherited from her mother? The options are dusky lavender, deep crimson, pale gold, or frosted silver.
It's green, deep green, or something like that.
No.
What option did you give me?
Oh, you weren't even listening.
I wasn't.
Lavender, crimson, gold, and silver.
Oh, it's crimson. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, it's crimson.
Was there ever a mention of what Raven's colors are? Maybe a mention of Jesper?
Black.
Is it?
No, but I hope it is.
I
The
don't.
Destriers just wear black, and I think that's kind of his thing. He's always just wearing black.
Oh, that would
And when
make
she brings
sense.
up everybody's in their family colors, blah, 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 she's like the tall man wearing black.
What is Elm's charm? A rabbit's foot, horsehair, deer antler, a monkey's paw.
It's horsehair, but a monkey's paw would be so much funnier, especially for his personality.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
I think our daughter came up with that option.
That fits too.
It does. I'm surprised that she didn't ask that we play the game.
I like that game.
Which wrist did Elspeth break? Left or right?
Right.
I don't think it was mentioned.
I think it is.
I couldn't find it. And I guess we technically got a poll on it in the book club because it was a trivia question, but then it turned into a poll when I don't know the answer. 46% said left, 54% said right. That's a pretty good 50-50.
It is. I believe it's the right wrist. I will give you my rationale for why I believe it's the right wrist.
What is it?
If it was not explicitly said, she reaches for something twice, and Hoth grabs her wrist as she's reaching for something. And it's not explicitly said that she's right-handed, but I think that's a fair assumption if it's not explicitly said that she's left-handed.
I think it is a fair assumption, and I ended up putting the trivia question in there before I found the answer because I'm like, obviously.
You did find the answer.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't find it. I just assumed it was said, right?
So wait, we're polling our current audience on this?
No. Yeah, I guess. Does anybody know? Could anyone find it? I ended up switching the book club over to the new book, to Two Twisted Crowns, before anyone questioned.
But if we get a bunch of information on right or left, we'll assume it's in response to this question.
Disclaimer real quick, Ryan's audio quit on us. We've come up with alternatives to solve this problem, but there's another episode that this was an issue with. We tried fixing it. He sounds like he's drowning underwater.
Drowned in lady business.
Yo.
Blah.
And I was getting more irritated than anything. And I'm like, we recovered it. We did. But the quality was more irritating than the value I think we gained by keeping it. So we're jumping into chapter 21.
Ignore that hour and a half that I spent learning how to edit. Also, that's the first time I really tried to edit one of these episodes on my own.
In chapter 21, Ione makes backhanded comments about how she was surprised to learn Elspeth was courting Raven. And Elspeth says, likewise.
I don't think it was backhanded necessarily. This makes sense that she's receiving criticism from the outside on this. She spent her entire life avoiding Destriers, and then she immediately goes into the outside world, just starts fucking the Captain Destrier. Like, this does seem like a logical problem to have with her. Like, you cannot be this dumb. Because that was Elspeth's whole thing with the prince. This is very dangerous. You guys have been harboring a fugitive. She's like, you can't be with the prince. And then she's like, ha ha ha, I'm going to go hang out with the captain of the Destriers. And everybody's like, the fuck are you doing?
It'd be hilarious if Ione is the one that solves everything.
I'm starting to wonder if Ione isn't actually the brains. The whole operation.
Whole thing.
I kind of like, too, that she's not portrayed as being stupid just because she's cold.
Yeah, I don't think she's portrayed as stupid. I was taking her just as cold and...
That's what I mean.
Sane. Yeah.
I like that. I like that she's not dumb. She's just meaner.
And then the prince walks in and he was covered in claw marks. So yeah, she must be shapeshifting in some way. And it's from the ambush. So that's why they came to the U Castle, because they're all going to train, since clearly they need some help. There's something that can attack them. And Ione had a flash of hatred when looking at the prince. At some point, Elspeth and Ione already had their conversation about her wrist. And during this, the reason that I wrote down that she had a flash of hatred looking at the prince was because whether or not it happens in this series, I think someone that uses the maiden card would most likely end up having an affair.
I took it as his gift to her was, take this, you're not pretty enough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think necessarily it would be about the affair. I think it would be, you're starting your relationship off through judgment. Like, imagine you were dating a wealthy person, the very first gift they give you is, let's get that nose fixed. Like,
but that's why their whole relationship is not built on anything. And not too long after that little comment that Elspeth makes of how she looked at Hoth, she laughed, I think, at Elm's joke. Or something that Elm said. She, was entertaining him, smiling at him, and that's when it crossed my mind of, oh, this would make a great affair, to the whole story.
Oh, you mean Ione having an affair with Elm?
Yeah. And even
You're
if they
in love with
don't,
my brother.
And even if they don't, it would make sense, though, that a character with the maiden card, because of how cold-hearted you are, she wouldn't care about anyone's feelings.
That's true, but then she's also not going to get the gratification of why people tend to do that.
True, because she's so cold-hearted.
Correct.
She wouldn't even enjoy it.
She's not getting validation.
True. There's a fight between Raven and Hoth. Raven mangles his hand during this fight, argument, don't know. And Ione thinks Elspeth hurt Hoth. She's cluing in. She's looking at her hand after Hoth mentions that, oh, it was some big man out in the woods who got me and I broke his wrist. You should have seen this guy.
It was more bear than man. Okay, it was crazy. He was 8 feet tall, 650 pounds of pure muscle. And I let him off easy. Yeah, I think Ione's actually super bright. I think most of the characters are actually portrayed as being super bright, or at least somewhat aware of their surroundings, other than our FMC.
I think she's more in denial. She doesn't want to be. Even later, the nightmare brings up, he's like,
She's shocked by Raven's nonsense all the time. And I'm like, how are we shocked by this? He pops up places. She's like, oh, I didn't expect you here. He's like, I fucking work here. What are you talking about? Like me going to your workplace, hanging out with your boss. That's what I'll say.
Yep.
Me hanging out with your boss, talking about a light switch cover. And then you walk in and I'd be like, whoa, I didn't expect you here. Crazy.
And he hurt his hand because he was trying to get back at him for what he did to Elspeth. When heading to bed, Elspeth overheard Elm tell Raven to be careful of her because of what happened to Hoth. This is when we start getting Elm being more open about, I don't trust her and she's keeping things from us.
And he should not trust her.
Raven comes to her room afterwards and talked about why he mangled his cousin's hand. He also brings up how Hoth tattled on him when he got the infection and his little brother.
They have a healing card, I might add.
There is no healing card.
Isn't there a healing card at the castle?
No, that was because ChatGPT made that up.
Oh.
It was hallucinating.
Oh, man, that would have been so much better if there was a healing card.
No, there isn't. But he wanted to show her something. Raven did. So then we go into chapter 22. Raven takes her to the ruins. This is really what chapter went? Oh, I think I even had more trivia.
for every day.
I can't tell. Oh, maybe this is their second time going back to the ruins.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it is. Because I'm like, I had a trivia thing that was about the ruins. I didn't think this was the first time. But he takes her back over there / the chamber. This is their second time.
He's going to show her his secret tunnel.
Well, what do you think about this whole scene, though? Like, I'll go through and, like, describe a little bit more in case we miss something. But they get to it, and she's like, how did you figure this out?
He's like, I was climbing through a window and cut my hand.
Yeah.
My blood opened the portal to magic card storage. Yeah, no, I think it's contrived and odd.
Like, what a wild thing that you just, like, stumble upon this. You're like, I'm going to keep using this. And then even Raven doesn't understand the consequences to continuously using it because he's like, it's an offering. And then the nightmare in her head is just like, it's a trade or something like that.
Yes. Which I think either one is the same if you look at it that way.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's a cost of service more than anything. But I think it's weird that if you accidentally as a child stumbled upon this nonsense, assuming nobody else is going to is a bold play. And it's fine to keep your cards there, but who are you worried about stealing your cards? Also, keeping them all in one place, if you're that worried about it, is a bad idea.
How would you know that the cards are supposed to be stored in there? Cards are so valuable. How would you know to put them in there? And to risk...
Well, he said because nobody else can open it, is why they store the cards in there.
What do you mean nobody else could? Elspeth could close it.
Yes, because now it's keyed to her blood as well. She's infected.
Oh, yeah.
It only opens to infected blood.
People. Yeah.
And now only the two of them know about it being there.
I guess what I was getting at is it was like this stone that when blood touched it, I was imagining that it almost becomes like a translucent box.
That is kind of what it was framed as.
And just the thought process of if he's stumbling across this, cuts himself, and it turns into this translucent box thing, why would you then think to put the cards in there and then close it back up?
Well, I'm assuming he managed to see that it closed. And then when he came across the cards, he was like, this seems like a pretty good hiding spot for those.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm sure it was like nudie scrolls and stuff when he was a teenager.
Yeah, I think I was taking it a little too literally of why would you immediately put the cards in there? Instead, I'm sure you put all kinds of things in there. It's like, oh, I can always get this open.
Like a frog. And then he's like, oh, fuck, I forgot about the frog. Nobody else could go feed it.
So he takes her to this...
a safety deposit box.
Chamber. It's the same room from her dreams with the knight, and this is where it's really obvious that the nightmare is the Shepherd King. Raven cuts his hand and puts his blood on the stone, and there's Providence cards in it, and he learned this by accident. This was the altar between the Shepherd King and the Spirit of the Woods to create the cards.
I think you're right. Spirit of the Wood.
I think it is that. And every year, Raven loses his ability to use another card. This is when we learn a little bit more about that. And you're right, he doesn't bring up children at all as far as like his whole motivation on...
No, he says his whole motivation is to cure his nonsense so that he doesn't keep losing the ability to use cards.
To cure the infection. She wants to close the stone thingy, and Raven says it's an offering to give her blood, and Nightmare corrects him and says it's a barter. So she gets the little cut, and she has her achy womb lands.
Deep in my womb lands.
And I have the question, why is she horny as hell from this moment? Flirty banter and kissing, and while making out, I'm picturing that she's sitting on this like stone table thing, right? And he's standing in front of her. She's wrapped around him. They're having their whole makeout session. And then she like opens her eyes and sees past Raven's shoulder, and she sees the nightmare just like, or the Shepherd King.
Just cooking.
Yeah, he's just like over there, and he's like ghostly form, and he walks over to the little thing, and he's like, let me out. And we learn from the nightmare, though, he's like, that is an old version of me that still haunts the chamber. And it's like a version of who he once was. And that she absorbed his soul when she touched the card. You were right. You called that. You're like, I think that's his soul. I think you've had a couple of clues. Is it his entire soul? Is it just this portion of it, like pieces of him? And she needs to collect all the cards to collect his entire soul. I don't know.
I do think that would be awesome. She's just Pokemoning her way through this.
Gotta collect them all.
Elspeth Ketchum.
So we kind of talked about a lot of those ones. Chapter 23, she ran away after this because I think it freaked her out.
As it should have.
Yes.
She just saw a ghost. And she made out with him finally.
Yes.
After they're like, we keep pretending, right? And he's like,
well, I'm sure after that he's like, maybe I'm a bad kisser. Yeah.
Let's try the clit. I couldn't figure out her mouth. What's down there? Another mouth.
So she ran away, and then Philip Willow finds her. That is the supposedly good guy physician.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure it's another last name of Willow that's a physician. That's the bad guy.
Yeah,
and that
I think the Willows are a family of physicians.
Okay. And he tells her about the mist. And we've heard this story so many times, but none of it's really sticking with me, clearly.
So this time Philip kind of brings up that it was the first Rowan king in his mind, to what he believes, that the first Rowan king kind of perverted the idea of what the mist was and why the mist is bad. The mist is bad because there was always an exchange for magic.
Yes.
But the Shepherd King had the cards made so that there was no exchange for magic.
Yes.
The advent of the cards made it so that people quit going and asking the Lady of the Wood for help. Therefore, creating an adversarial relationship between the people of the Rowan Kingdom and the rest of the world. They are cut off from the rest of the world. That is also said here. There is a world outside of this. They're just cut off from it.
Interesting.
Just surrounded in mist.
And the mist will leave you infected.
Yeah, unless you're wearing charms. So I don't understand why the fuck people aren't just cruising around with charms. But whatever.
They are doing that.
I'm saying through the mist to the other parts of the world. We don't hear about them interacting with any other part of the world.
I thought the little charms thing was made up. Wait, a made up thing to protect themselves until Jesper was given one and it immediately saved her.
Yeah, I think the charms are a legitimate thing.
Yeah. Well, and they learned about it from this book, the Book of Alders.
Which was authored by
the Shepherd King.
The Shepherd King.
And he got it in exchange for giving up the Twin Alders. And that's where you're at this weird little thing of, well, you have to have all the cards, but I took the other card.
Well, there's some other nonsense. It would have been the idea that he would have been potentially tricked out of the Twin Alders card.
Potentially, he was tricked out of it.
Well, yeah, but not necessarily for the Book of Alders. This is a theory.
Oh.
Felix says this is a theory.
Right. Because, yeah, they don't know where the Twin Alders card is.
Correct. It was never, there's not really any information on.
So do you think the Twin Alders card is a real thing?
Yeah, I think it actually is going to have to do with Elspeth and the Nightmare.
I think you're right, but I don't know how to piece it together.
I think they're going to merge into one.
And then Brutus, Rowan, is the first king, and he manipulated the meaning of the book and stole the throne from an infected king, my guess, the Shepherd King, second guess, Raven's Peepaw, third guess.
Well, this would have been hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
So Raven's great
Peepaw. Third guess, making Elspeth and not Ione the next queen, if they get that whole thing sorted out.
Oh, God. Wouldn't it be easier not to?
Yeah.
Just fuck it. Let Elm rule.
Elspeth is furious at the Nightmare and calls him no king, but a monster.
And the Nightmare says, Porque no los dos, bitch.
Exactly. He's like, why not both? And every time she asks for help, he grows stronger and her weaker. He says she is giving it to him. He's not taking it from her. But when he says this, we see multiple times he wants to step in and like save this boy later.
But she has to relinquish control for him to get it.
Yeah.
She has to be asking for it.
That's why I thought he was a good guy until kind of this whole, he's just like, give it to me.
No, I don't think he's a good or a real bad guy. I think he just wants to be a guy.
Again.
Yeah, he's like, I'm really tired of being a 20-year-old girl. I'm ready to be a man.
I like this take with the soul, though, because we get to actually interact with the soul and kind of see a little more of what it does, what its how it's working in this world, because many times in these books it's always losing a soul. I'm like, I don't understand why that matters at all. I really struggled to grasp.
Well, that's because you quit loving our dog.
No, I like him.
Stop it. You're not making things better for either of us, me or the dog.
But I like that this is his soul, and it makes sense that he lost his soul. It's in a card, and now we're interacting with what was lost. And I really like that when it comes to romanticities and getting to hear about this soul of his.
And how it cucks the FMC and her boyfriend.
All the time. And at the end of chapter 23, she bumps into Elm, and we learn about Market Day and that she needs to wear her colors. Chapter 24, she puts on the dress she inherited from her mother, and it is the color crimson red. You got that right.
Deep crimson.
Yes. Hoth seems to be flirting with Elspeth when he first shows up, and they're talking to each other. It seems like he's being really flirty, but really it's just to fuck with his cousin.
He's like, "Wow, you're so beautiful I could recognize you, even while you're wearing a mask."
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
And then he's like, "Weird, your wrist is injured. How strange." And that's where Ione's like, "Oh, don't be an asshole. We fell off a horse." Even though she's never, like, she's been on a horse one time and it was technically in secret, and she did a horrible job of riding the horse.
Hoth is confused why she would be interested in Raven, and she said, "He's very tall."
Yeah, and that's when she comments on his smile, like he also has a big wiener. He's smiling like he knows his penis is huge.
I did not pick up on that, but that is so much funnier.
It's amazing. It's very funny because also Hoth, for being the High Prince, gets absolutely zero respect from anybody in this group.
None.
Now, they are cousins. Do you know by which parent they are cousins?
Mothers. Or
mother
sisters.
and brother.
Oh.
Her brother is the king.
Right. And then Hoth squeezed her injured arm. Ione covered for her, saying that they rode horses and she fell. Elm walked to Market Street with her, and that's where she's kind of going back and forth. Like, we could get the well card from my father right now. He's like, no. And she was kind of emasculating him, of him not wanting to do this mission without Raven.
She just kept me like, "Don't be a poos."
Exactly. And I was really struggling to understand why she was pushing so hard to go get this card without Raven when it was just the two of them. And it clicked a little bit later that it's because she's deteriorating or whatever.
Yeah, and she thinks all of a sudden it's happening really fast.
Well, she's using it more often now. She's in more danger than
But would she
before.
be using it more if she went to go steal this card? Or maybe do we just keep our fucking pants on?
Okay, right.
Dummy.
She meets up with Raven, and he confessed his feelings and his dirty thoughts for her. And she says he should betray the king. So he confesses all of this, and she somehow spins it around of, you need to start going after the king. This plan needs to be in action yesterday.
He's like, we need two more cards.
Yeah.
He's like, that's it. We only need 2 more cards. She's like, I think you destroy the kingdom instead of going to my dad's house. Like, the fuck, you dummy. Shut up. But this is also the part where there's a boy. Or is that happening next?
It's happening next. I was thinking just before we move forward, I know you're making fun of her, but I think it's right that she wants to be moving this forward. She is deteriorating quickly. Her eyes, I think now, are just like a yellow hue to them all the time.
No. First of all, just mere day later, when they find the brother, the first thing he says is her eyes are pure black.
But I thought he didn't recognize
endless.
her because she's becoming
No, he didn't recognize her because his brain is finally back to normal. His other personality isn't taken over yet.
Oh, I thought it was because she's like 2 people and he no longer recognizes her because she's given so much up to the nightmare.
No, he's no longer able to see, like in these days where he's having good lucid days, right? Where he's just like he used to be. He's not prophesying anything. He's just...
I want to ask this question before I forget it. What do you think the dark window is in the chamber? What does it do? Is that where they're hiding the children?
No, I think that one dark window leads her into where she will... I think that's where the nightmare is going to completely take over, and we're going to get the rest of a nightmare story.
Oh.
That's my guess.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's very important for the nightmare.
And that's why he wants to go there. Ooh. But back at this, he confesses his feelings. She's just like, yeah, enough about that. You need to move along on this plan. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that
She's like, you
bad.
can eat me out later. But for now,
Her family interrupts them, and her dad goes into instant dad mode. Her sisters bring up Raven.
no, he instantly is so sad about his dead ex-wife.
What? Oh, yeah, because he saw his daughter. I thought it was like this moment of my daughter's all grown up and she's wearing this dress.
I think he
And
saw his ex-wife in that moment.
Yeah.
She looks just like her mom.
You don't
And
think he
she's
was
wearing
in
this
dad
dress.
mode being with
I think
Raven?
he snaps into dad mode. I think his initial thing is not dad mode. His initial thing is, oh my God, your mother was so beautiful and you're so beautiful. You look just like your mom.
Yeah, that happened. I guess I was going into... You're right. That's a way better moment than what I was getting into.
No, I'm just saying it's an equally important moment. But out there, he's clearly
good.
struggling because his
He's a
current
shitty
wife's an
dad.
asshole. And then he gets into the dick measuring with the current captain of Adestriers. And we know why he's the captain of Adestriers. That gets brought up, or did get brought up in these chapters.
Why is it?
Because the cards don't affect him.
Oh, right.
That was a whole big thing. And he's like, and so I was a better fighter because when I went to go apply to be a Destrier, the black card, the Black Knight or whatever, wouldn't work for me. So he's like, so I became a better fighter than them because I don't have magic. And I'm like, then why wouldn't they just get regular fucking people to fight? And get the best regular fighters and then give those people the boost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right.
Like the logic of that
I was
just...
taking it as they got lazy with it.
I took it as they were training with the black card. So they never improved the same. But even that
You're
logic
right.
sort of... But even that logic sort of falls apart if we look at it like it's just steroids. Like, guess what? You can be the most jacked, natty athlete on the planet. Take steroids, and somebody that's been juicing for years and working with that juiced up bod is still going to be better than you because they've been at this advantageous training position for years.
Okay, yeah, I didn't put too much thought into these Black Knight cards. It's not... It's your peak physical capabilities when you use that card. Since Raven's already at that, he's at Black Knight card of these other men.
I guess is kind of a logic behind it, but I'm like, wouldn't it be better to find somebody who's almost like, let's say 95% as good as Raven, and then you give them the Black Knight card, and now they're 115% as good as Raven.
Yeah.
Like, I think the logic behind this is flawed.
After... Oh, the sisters are bringing up Raven could turn on her.
If he found out.
And she's like, it's not going to happen. Then Elm shows up, and she has him use his scythe card to usher her sisters off.
Hold on. One more little note in this. What does he have them go for?
I don't remember.
Wine. She brings up that they're children, number one.
Oh.
And then she's like, yeah, well, they're off to go get wine. Cool, whatever. Very European. Where they can just go get hammered, I guess. Rad. But then, immediately when the sisters traipse off, he decides to quit forcing them into more wine-loving, or whatever. He tells her, he's like, hey, let's go get a drink. And she's like, it's a little fucking early. It's 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say this at all when he was like, those 10-year-olds are going to get blasted. Like, she brought nothing up for concern for her sisters. And he's like, what, look like you were having fun with your sisters. She's like, they're not my sisters. They're only half related to me. I'm like, why aren't you so terrible? Like, their mom sucks, but the one seems sweet.
The sisters seem to like her.
Well, at least the other one seems like she's cautious, kind of like her mother, where she's like, you fucking dummy. He's going to get all of us hung.
Yeah.
Not in the fun way.
Well, and that's... Oh, God. Well, and that's kind of what happens in this next scene. But right before that, what did you think of Elm asking her, do you see any of these whatever cards that could be something with truth serum? He's like, I don't want any of that.
What do I think about it?
Yeah, why would he just say that other than he's gonna turn on him?
No, I think he's nervous as somebody working for his dad would have some truth serum and then he would be found out. Remember, he was abused by his father.
All right. I guess that's a better way to look at it. I thought he didn't want truth serum and him to say something that she finds out.
No, I think Elm's a homie. I hope Elm remains a homie.
All right. Well, that's a way better answer.
Well, I could be totally
during
wrong.
that's the one where we talked about that she starts arguing with the nightmare in her head and Elm is just staring at her.
Just
like,
flicks her on the forehead. He's like, hello, Earth to you. dipshit, your eyes are turning yellow, which we don't want to discuss. They don't fucking trust you. And she's like, but we can go get cards, you weenie.
And then the infected boy is brought out and his parents ready to be executed.
Well, yeah, Hoth makes a big deal out of this whole deal.
Yes.
And he uses his scythe to compel the crowd to watch.
Oh, is that why her and Elm went? Because, yeah, in chapter 25...
Well, they went to save these people, but it's brought up that the crowd didn't really want to be there for it.
Oh,
but then
good.
he is maintaining control over it.
What's the consequence of using the scythe card too much?
You go crazy or something. You're unable to make decisions even for yourself. Incontinence.
It is at the cost of physical pain.
That's it? It's just physical pain?
You're in physical pain. And we get a little brief moment of that, I think, later when Elm was overusing the scythe card and he's in pain trying to get Emery to feel the heat of the fire.
Directly after this situation.
But Elm and her went to go watch the torture. The boy's parents are forced to walk into the mist. Willow, the physician, has a metal needle hand, and it's for blood, which seemed so odd. I don't know what they're doing to the children, but he has like a metal claw hand.
It's what tells them whether or not they're infected.
All he did was like poke him and like saw a drop of black blood.
Yeah, but
you don't need a whole hand for it.
I think it's a special magic gauntlet that if they are infected, they bleed black from it.
No, I think right now, if Elspeth cut her hand on that rose bush again, it would bleed black.
I don't think so. Otherwise, our captain of Edestriers would probably have been found out.
Oh.
Every time he'd ever bled, he'd have to be making an excuse. Somebody spilled inkwell about.
Oh, wait a minute. You sure that this isn't a plot hole?
I'm 99.9% sure. Because she is literally always bleeding. Number one, she gets close to plants and finds a thorn on them and bleeds about. People are literally tracking her down while she's free bleeding through the woods. I do not believe her.
That's a different book with free bleeding.
You're right, different book. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her hand is bleeding and he tracks her that way. It's a bit of a trope for this author.
You're right. It has to be regular blood.
She brings up it's a magic gauntlet.
You're right.
I think that gauntlet is so that it identifies their blood.
Yeah, this whole time I thought that all the infected individuals would bleed black no matter what.
No, I think where you're getting that from is when Elspeth turns into the nightmare,
yes,
her veins are black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that has more to do with her being a shapeshifter.
Oh, I thought that was adrenaline and the blood is pumping stronger and she can see it
I
in
think
her
that's
veins.
the nightmare literally coursing through her veins.
Oh. Then Elm uses his scythe card against his brother.
Oh, and there's a cool moment because he tells his brother, he's like, hey, not fucking now. And his brother's like, I can do what I want. I have the authority of the king. And his brother's like, competition, motherfucker. I'm stronger than you. After Elspeth butters him up, she's like, you're the strongest ever. And I bet your wiener's almost as big as Raven's.
That did not
And he's like, my cock's heavy and my magic's heavier. And he walks up there and he just fucks up his whole brother's deal. He makes it so the people are no longer compelled to want to watch. And so they are visibly like uncomfortable. They don't want to be here for this. And Elspeth is like, oh my God, I knew these people weren't bad. They were just being compelled to be bad. That's the key point I wanted to bring up.
So if these two overuse the scythe guard and their consequence is physical pain, are they just in chronic pain for the rest of their life?
I don't know. I have no idea. I assume that anytime they would go to use that magic, they would be. Maybe it is a permanent thing, which would be rad.
Well, we were getting into that about, what's his name? Raven. Is he always going to have the consequence of overusing the nightmare card, even though he's not currently using it?
I mean,
Is
I think
Ione?
eventually he's going to squeeze his little snake head and put himself out of his misery.
No.
Little cyanide capsule. I love that.
Elspeth then lets the nightmare save the boy. I think she then has a memory or flashback from the nightmare, I should say, the Shepherd King saving children from a fire, and they were headed to that dark window in the chamber.
Oh.
That's when I thought the dark window is where they're hiding all the children.
That could be sort of a poetic justice full circle.
I think she killed, in this moment, the physician dude. We learned that he was just knocked out. The boy is gone, and she gave him a charm to...
She did not knock out the physician.
She didn't? She didn't kill him, though.
No, it was a destrier that she attacked, not the physician.
The one with the metal claw hand?
Correct.
You sure?
Yes. Because it's later brought up when she's in the woods and what's-his-face finds her. He's like, well, what of... I'm going to call him Larry. It starts with an L, and he's got a very short name. Never is his last name used. And later on, when they bring up how pissed the king is going to be, it's because she assaulted a destrier.
Oh, okay. Because I get confused.
No,
with
she
the
would
names.
like to kill that guy.
But she gave that boy a charm to go find his parents to save them, right?
Yes.
And Raven shows up, and he noticed the yellow in her eyes and her bloody hands.
And her claw.
Yeah.
Nobody says a fucking word.
He's so accepting of her.
Yeah, weird. Almost like she's not all that important in certain ways to him. Or he's got a weird claw fetish.
Or he knows no matter what it is, when she's ready, he's going to tell her. I mean, she's going to tell him.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think you're probably right for how this book works, but I think my way is more fun.
Yes, your way is more fun.
But I do think it could, because it's in this moment, he says something that I'm like, fuck, is he a dirtbag? And it's just this momentary deal where I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, young man? Something weird is happening here.
Well, you can go back to it. It's the end of chapter 25.
Oh, that's fine.
Chapter 26, she is upset that the nightmare hurt I wrote down physician, that's who I thought it was, and calls him a monster. And I thought that was kind of mean. I'm like, you're kind of both monsters. You knew what he was going to do.
He brings that up to her. She's like, you're a monster. He's like, we're a monster. I do what you tell me to do.
Then everyone is looking for the physicians. Raven asks what happened, and she doesn't tell him the truth. She doesn't.
She kind of does. She's like, I don't know what happened. She's like, I don't know. I kind of blacked out a little bit, and then he was...
And was it Elm who was like, how don't you know?
Yeah, but I think that's true. She's like, is he dead? And at this point, they don't know, including her. She's like, I don't know if he's dead. It's not until, what's Raven's sister's name?
Jesper.
It's not until Jesper is like, he's just injured.
Yeah.
He's fine.
And Jesper goes to go find that boy, too.
Yes.
And that's when we have the whole conversation of she's going to find him and get him somewhere safe. And she's like, oh, my God, you guys do that? And I was just like, the fuck do you think we're doing and collecting all these cards for?
And she doesn't one time look over at Raven and go, that was not included in your explanation as to what the fuck we were doing and why.
You never mentioned children.
And then Elm has her
kind of
feelings.
has.
Elm also has his moment with Raven. Because Raven's like, you have my attention. And Elm's like, fucking do I? And he looks over at her.
Ooh, yeah, that was the scene.
Yeah. And he's like, why are you... He's like, why? What makes you think that we're doing all of this and you risking it all with her is helpful in any way? And he's like, we didn't need to be out getting cards. We needed to be here so that we all had an alibi. And that's where he's like, wait, you guys were running a secret op and didn't tell me about it? And he's like, I only told everybody you needed to know. And he's like, so just me and Elspeth didn't know?
Yeah, are we at the dinner?
We're really close. This all kind of happens in a lump.
It does. We go through here. Jesper is... Well, in this specific one, Raven calls out Hoth for executing without his permission.
Ooh, that's, yeah.
Challenges Hoth to a fight, who backs down. Raven calls him a pussy pretty much. And he's like, why would you follow this guy if he's not even, Jesper will look for the boy. Elspeth, yeah, we talked about that. And then we learn Emery ran away. Chapter 27, Emery is found. He's brought to the U Castle.
Emery walked all the way to House U.
Yeah, and he was
Castle
like outside of it. And that's why, they brought him inside. And he seems to be pretty at peace with his death because they thought he was dead. And he's like, I'm not dead, just sleeping, ... for now.
Well, and later on, they're like, but you got here, you could have died. And he's like, I'm already dying. I want to die on my terms. And I was like, this is the voice artist for this. What do you call him again?
Voice actor.
Yes. The voice actor for this either is doing a phenomenal job with him or doing an absolutely shit job. And I can't tell. If he's supposed to be very youthful, It's doing a
He
wonderful
is.
job.
He's like a little brother.
Yeah, but to a 20-some-year-old person, that could be 16, it could be
Yeah.
20, 18.
I thought she did a good job with Emery's voice, Elspeth's voice, but I think with Elm's, sometimes it comes off
Too young.
too young and boyish.
Yes, I would agree. Unless he's supposed to be like 16.
I don't think so.
But I thought this boy was supposed to be like 16 because when we meet him in the castle the first time, he's...
drunk.
Well, yeah, he's drunk and he comes off like he's only a year or two younger than she is.
That's what I thought too, yeah.
And now in this part of the book, he comes off like he's 12.
Yeah.
Like a wise 12-year-old.
Elm used his scythe card for making him feel warm, and he's starting to burn out. Emery doesn't recognize Elspeth, and he has a memory of her stepsisters. He's like, a mirror. And he keeps bringing up the spindle trees and says they're descendants of the Shepherd King.
No. Oh.
He thinks that his family, the Yu family, are descendants of the Shepherd King.
Yes. When he brings up the spindle tree, he brings up that it's an ancient tree, and it's both a shrub and a tree. Like, he's got a whole spiel about spindles, but he comes off more like he's just a history buff for this time. Like, I really enjoyed listening to this, because he had a bunch of nonsense that he was going through. He's like, oh, you may find it interesting. We are actually descendants of a Shepherd King. And they're like, motherfucker, we don't know that. He's like, what's the oldest thing here? They're like, oh, it's those ruins. And he's like, nope, try again. And then I think she's like, oh, it's trees. He's like, yeah, if you were going to pick a name for yourself, you'd probably pick whatever trees are around you. What trees are around the oldest castle? Yew trees. He would have been a yew. Then I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool, but how do we not have any sort of genealogy? And it's never brought up the Shepherd King had children.
No.
And if he did have children, who would he have had them with?
I don't know.
Probably Lady of the Wood.
Oh.
Boom, twin alders is when those two bumped uglies.
What?
Yeah.
That's your theory?
It is now, as I'm talking about it. So they have sex, boom, twin alders card. But she leaves before he gets up in the morning. Instead of taking the cash on the table, she grabs the card and pieces out. And she's like, that was my fee for fucking.
Oh.
Yeah, but not to worry. A child is born. Who is that child? Elspeth's great-great-great-grandma. Not a spindle. Just an old lady. Who then they kept propagating and having children. And that's why she and her mom are kind of known as witchy women.
So Raven and Elspeth are technically related?
Yeah. But it's like 6 generations ago.
It's fine.
You could do it just about anywhere. Like, it doesn't even have to be an Alabama special. For those of you who are listening in foreign countries, Alabama's where you go in the United States if you want to fuck your cousin.
No.
I'm pretty sure. Have you seen their football team? Big old inbred kids.
Stop it.
No Roll Tide in this house. Yeah. All I'm saying is, yeah, they're a little bit of cousin fucking, but it's like 8 generations deep, so it doesn't even matter. But this is also why I think the Nightmare has this special relationship with Elspeth, and why Elspeth was able to absorb that card. Like, yes, she was sick, but was she ever really
infection?
sick?
Why?
Like, I think she maybe got infected, but I don't really know that it's an actual infection. She didn't have any trade-off prior to asking the Nightmare to take over. Nobody gets infected that young and makes it that long.
No, and
Raven was infected very late. Hence why he was able to kind of pass it off. No.
This whole time, I thought that the Nightmare was the soul. Therefore, she shouldn't be degrading or whatever from him taking over, because I didn't think that was her actually engaging in magic. I thought that was them just taking turns.
That's cute. I like that.
I didn't really feel like we landed on, yes, Elspeth, your magic is absorbing cards. Because
I don't even land on her magic being seeing cards. She uses his eyes to see the cards.
Exactly.
Therefore, and it's seen as a completely separate perception within her. I don't necessarily think that she's degrading. I think he's gaining power and she's losing power over her faculties, so that at some point they would just be flip-flopped.
Right. But I didn't see it as the same thing as what's happening to Emery.
No, because Emery is almost developing a second personality in a similar way, not necessarily being taken over, maybe, but the Nightmare doesn't act at all like Elspeth.
No.
And she is literally shape-shifting when he takes control. Like, it is a physical change as well as a mental change. So I think that's where my theory comes in, with her mom and her aunt being witchy ladies, being somehow related to the Lady of the Wood. And if this Shepherd King ever had children, he would have had to have nailed the witchy ladies. So it would have been a few generations ago. She Marie Laveau his ass, and then she took his card as payment.
There we go. End of book.
Twin alders. Come on. All intertwined. Probably the sexiest tree.
Oh my God.
Do you know what an alder tree looks like?
No.
It's got a really nice grain to it, actually. I like working with alder.
But I kind of cut you off earlier because you were jumping ahead a little bit. This is then after that whole discussion where they go and they eat. And we learned that Raven had plans without telling Elspeth or Elm.
Pretty sexy tree.
That is not a sexy tree, but it's a nice looking tree.
Well, here, let's see. What if there's two of them?
Okay.
They're not twins. They're just fucking.
Which one's the sexy tree? The girl one?
Which one's the girl tree? The sexy one.
That's what it was. I got it backwards.
I think saying which one is sexy based off of the gender it chose is a little forward of you, as opposed to determining which one is that gender given its sexiness to you. Maybe you're more correct. I don't fucking know. That gets messy.
It's just a stupid Facebook.
Just a couple stupid Facebook sexy trees. Okay. So take me through what you find important here.
Oh, you're telling me. All right.
That was it. I think I covered pretty much what I thought was important. Like, oh, well, he was our descendant. And that's where the dad breaks him up a little bit, because Elm's like, next thing you're going to say is how awful my ancestors were. And that's where the youngest guy's like, brother, I'm not saying anything that isn't true. You guys are violent, horrible people.
That was another reason that I thought Elm is going to be a bad guy.
Yeah, you would think. But Elm, I don't know. I'm trying to keep some faith for Elm, because I also find it hard to believe that you could just categorize an entire family as awful.
You're right.
I would like
right.
so much for that to not be the case.
So I quit taking notes right around now.
Around chapter 27?
Right, and sometime in chapter 6.
You didn't take any notes in chapter 27? You were like...
No notes needed. How do we get from the dinner table where they're talking? We learn that Elm just like calls out Elspeth, I think, at the dinner table, to them in the bedroom. How do we make that transition?
So at some point also there was sleepwalking. That had occurred before this.
What?
Well, she said it was sleepwalking when she was talking to the doctor. He's like, does that happen often? And that's where they get into his whole view on what the mist is and all this other kind of stuff, right?
Right.
And then I think at the dinner thing, Elm calls her out and she's like, no, I don't know. And that's when they go through the plan, and that's where Elm's like, the fuck, you didn't tell me the plan? And he's like, you didn't need to know, brother. They go back and forth a little bit. And then...
everyone just leaves the room, and it's...
slowly but surely, they kind of filter out because they can feel some sexual tension. And the last one to go is, who's there, Jenkins? Or whatever you would call him.
I don't know anyone's names in this book.
That's a shame. He's the one who would get her everything she would need. He takes care of the place. He's Alfred of their house, right?
I only know of the Willow physician that bandaged her hand and gave her, I think, a robe.
This is wild. First of all, Willow's a bro, right?
Yeah.
This particular Willow is a bro because he also thinks that the Roans are awful, but whatever. Neither here nor there. Slowly but surely, there's some sexual tension happening between her and Raven. And the sparks are starting to fly, and slowly but surely, everybody's starting to pick up on what's going on, except for, I think the butler. It's either the butler or the dad that are like the last ones out of there. And I think Elm is like, okay, well, I guess, whatever. And the dad like looks at him, he's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. They're gonna fuck on this table. And he's like, oh, well, I've suddenly become very tired. Good night. And they go to take care of, what's the little brother's name? Emery. They go to take care of Emery. I'm like, well, better get him off to bed. Toodaloo, kids. Don't fuck on the table. And she's like, well, fine, I guess I better get out of here too. But she's giving him the fuck me eyes. And his wiener's getting all engorged, and she can feel it.
Whoa, she's that close. What?
Yeah, everybody could feel it. That's when they knew. Oh. They heard the blood rushing into his giant cock. They could just hear it. It was wild. Anyway, so his pants are getting pretty tight. He's like, I'll walk you to bed. And she's like, okay.
They go to his room, though.
Don't worry about it. I'm getting there.
All right.
So they're on their way there, and he's like, my room's in the same wing of the castle as your room. How weird. He's like, oh, I want to review some stuff with you. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. So they creep into his room, and he's like, don't mind the mess. Well, you can mind the mess. I would be lying if I told you it was ever cleaner than this. It is always like this. I am a slob. And I would like to add, I called this.
You did.
And she's like, I like it. Messes are sexy because they don't have to clean up after themselves because they're rich kids. But right. It's totally fine. Jenkins will do it later. Any Hoosier. He's like, well, before I leave in the morning to take Emery back, because he has to go back in the morning, do you want to smooch a little bit? And so they're making out. And then,
I thought it was the whole scene that I've been.
Hold on. It's coming. And they're like, and they're all over each other. And then he's like, Elspeth, may I kiss you? And she's like, a little fucking late to be asking consent for that right now. We've been macking on each other this whole time. And he's like, not on those lips. And he drags his finger from the top set to the lower set. He's like, I'm going all the way to basement number 3, if you know what I mean. And she's like, I'll let you go to basement number 2. Number 3 is like after we've been together a little while.
Right.
She's like, maybe if I had more wine with dinner. He's like, okay, whatever, I'll settle for basement 2. So anyway, he goes down there, and he's playing blind man with her fart box, just feeling around. He's no.
You said number 2, basement number 2. That's not her fart box.
Oh, you're right. Well, he was corrected, right? She grabbed him by the hair and drug him up a little ways. She's like, "Ooh, you've dug too deep, minor." So anyway, he's down there prospecting, and what he comes across is her clitoris, and then she comes hard. She comes undone. What is it? How's it worded in this book? She is completely overthrown by his foreign government or something like that.
I don't remember
it's an
it.
Oddly.
I remember it being a great. Excessive. I liked this sex scene. I thought it was good.
I also listened to it. It seemed. I guess it was great.
Tell me more. How else? What else happened?
Anyway, so he gets to pedal in the pink canoe with the old tongue oar. And she's like, oh my God, he's shaking hands with a little man. Like, he's killing it down there. What's he up to? And he's just trying to respond to her, but also through muffled noises. I want to discuss one other thing with this real quick. Yeah. I know we've touched on it before, but crazy bush.
Yeah, she
crazy amounts of
right?
bush.
Yeah.
You would think, right?
Lots of them. I thought they were both.
Yeah, but for one of those things, no offense, but if she's having trouble locating his penis through bush, he is a prolific bush or a small cock. If he's down there digging for the wee man, like, he's got a little work to do. You think he's like combing it to the side and to the side and then getting after it? Also, she hasn't bathed since they've been there, so it's a bit of a flavor saver situation. You know, he's just digging into it. He comes up and he's just got a milk mustache.
Oh, Ryan, no. That makes me not know.
Well, I'm sorry. This is just how it went. I'm so sorry to disappoint you. That is the facts. Any Hoosier. So she comes real hard and he's like, you're welcome, baby. And she's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Where did we learn that? And then she's like, whoa, well, watch this. And she goes and glucks on him a little. And they have a great time. Next morning comes, no pun intended. But the next morning arrives. She's awake and she's like, oh, I'll sneak out of here before he wakes up and everybody at the castle's up. This should be fine. And she's like, oh, he's got one of those annoying doors that look like it's going to make noise. Like every fucking door. It's the Middle Ages.
It's a castle.
What the fuck did you have to lubricate hinges? Nothing. Every door is going to be squeaky. This door, not so much. Pro tip, if you're trying to not make a door squeak, pull toward you with the handle, push in toward the center of the door to maximize intentionality of that door moving, and it is far less likely to squeak if you're trying to sneak in or out of somewhere. I learned this because we weren't allowed to make noise growing up, so I walk like a fucking cat. Anyway, the door does not squeak. She thinks she's safe. She walks out of there. She's only in her sheer Jezebel gown. I can't remember what she kept calling it.
I don't know.
It must be a real thing, though. Anyway, I imagine it's like a tiny nightie that you would wear underneath of a dress, because she didn't, like, put on lingerie expecting to go fuck him, I don't imagine. But she was happily prepared.
Sexy moo-moo.
Yeah, sheer moo-moo. It's pointed out it's sheer. Anyway, pointed out it's a sheer moo-moo. As she goes to delicately close the door, feeling all proud of her escape, she looks down the hall, and who is it? Jesper, staring at her naked body. And Jesper's like, looking good. And she's like, oh, thank you. I was just out looking through windows and doors.
You know what's funny is I think you went ahead a chapter. I don't remember any of that.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, fuck. Maybe I listened to chapter 28. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. This happens then in chapter 28.
I think it just ends on a sex scene.
Oh, my God. Then I did listen to chapter 28.
Ryan! Did
I'm
you bring
sorry.
anything up in this set of chapters? What happened after that?
No, I'm working my way through it right now.
All right, then we got to stop. And I got to listen to that chapter.
You're not missing much. Pretty sure awkward breakfast. That's all. God damn it. I did listen to chapter 28. Fuck.
You did, because I was just like, wow, I don't remember any of this. And then I'm like, oh, okay, no, there's no way this is all part of chapter 27.
27, everybody gets fucked. It's a good time. And that's how it ends. The nightmare's just wailing on himself.
No, he wasn't involved.
He was wailing on
No
Raven. Raven's the name I was thinking of. He busts out the old crow claw, and he's like, you think you're strong? And Raven's like, my penis is stronger. And he flexes his cock. And the nightmare's like, what beast is this?
No. It was a good set of chapters.
Yeah, lots of them were great. Chapter 27 was not awesome.
I had a fun time talking to you about it, though.
That's true. Here's the thing. I will say it was not the worst sex scene we've listened to.
No.
Not even close.
I thought it was really good.
It seemed fine. I think because of me working while listening to it, I was trying to not pay that much attention to it successfully-ish. And then there were moments where I'm just like, when he's like, not on those lips. Like, I re-listened to it, I'm just like, God damn, I don't know why you'd say it like that. It's like, Elspeth, do I have permission to mow down in Cooter Town? And she's like, as you were. She just parts the pubes for him. She's like, I believe this is what you're looking for. Allow me to guide you, sir. I've drawn a little treasure map. And she just takes a quill and like puts an arrow there. Little bullseye around the clit. Like, you're going to mostly want to focus here. Like, you can have some attention elsewhere, but this is really where it's at. She draws like little outlines for his hands on her thighs where they should go.
It's just instructions.
I think it would be awesome, actually. I think that would be a great scene if she was just like, yeah, well, I had to have Willow help me do this. I can't reach all the spots. But
Oh, no.
he's a physician. He's a professional. She's like, can you please target all of my erogenous zones? And Willow's like, I bet you know about this one. And it's just on the inside of her elbow. She's like, wow, how did you find that? He's like, don't worry about it. Lots of years of experimentation. Science has truly come a long way.
I love you.
I love you. Do you think his penis smelled weird?
What? No.
He's in sweaty pants all day.
No. Stop it. No, they had showers. Baths.
Between
Yeah.
dinner and sex?
Right before dinner.
Do you think whatever they ate for dinner made him a little gassy? They go down in there
You
the next
ruined it enough
the next
with-
morning, everybody's just like, why do both of you guys have pink eye? What's going on? That'd be so much fun.
I love you.
I love you. I wait for you to say it first.
Oh, you are my best.
You're my bestie. Open your legs and close your books. It's over. Thank you guys for supporting us. It's been a good time. If you'd like more,
Follow us here, TikTok or Instagram. Fable, if you want to join our book club. Patreon, if you want episodes early.
drop it on Tuesdays if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Episodes are releasing on Tuesdays. If there's a two-parter, it's going to be on Thursdays.
We accept 5-star reviews and nothing less. If you leave something less, you're a motherfucker.
No!
Oh.
Honest reviews.
Not that honest. Only leave a review if you're willing to be a 5-star honest person. Should we come up with something mean to say to him on the way out? I kind of want to pick on him.
No, I
don't
won't
want
say
that
love
mood.
you. Bye.
Oh, you can tell him that you love him.
Okay.
I won't.
Love you guys before Ryan bullies you out of here.
I'm fine with most of you. I love you, bye.